Hey guys, it's Courtney from Your House Fitness, and we're gonna go over how to do a proper Y raise, okay? So, first thing you're gonna need is a mat of some kind, okay? So protect your hips, specifically, okay? So, you're gonna lie down on your stomach, okay? And you're gonna reach your arms out in front of you. Two things I want you to remember here, okay, is that thumbs up, we want external rotation in the shoulders, so it's not the end of the world if you do this like Superman with your hands facing the ground, but I want you to try to remember thumbs up for better positioning in the shoulder, okay? Just thumbs up, just think thumbs up, okay? From here, you're gonna go a little bit wider than shoulder width, right? Okay, the letter Y, basically, think about that. And I want you to turn your face and I want you to look straight down, okay? When you're doing this exercise, I don't want you to hyperextend your neck. So in some instances in yoga, for example, they might get you to do something that looks like this. We're not gonna do that here, okay? I want you to look straight down, maintain a neutral neck the entire time you're doing this exercise, okay? So, the other thing you're gonna wanna do here is, of course, tighten up those abs. So the forgotten component with back extensions, like a Y raise, is the core. You do need to squeeze your butt and you gotta squeeze your abs. It's the weirdest feeling when you're laying on your stomach, but I do want you to think about tightening your abs and tightening your butt when you go to do this exercise. I'm gonna show you a few different versions. Let's just start with two body weight versions, okay? The first one is a Y raise in a back extension, okay? So we're gonna go face down, shoulders away from ears. I'm gonna reach my arms up, pull those shoulders down. What I don't want you to do is start off like this, where you're like choking yourself out with your own shoulders, okay? Some of you guys, I know it's possible because your shoulders are huge, all right? Settle down, okay? All right. So you're here, face down, thumbs up. I'm gonna squeeze my abs, squeeze my butt, and basically I'm just gonna lift like somebody pulled my thumbs to the ceiling and somebody lifted my legs using my butt, okay? So something like this, and then I'm gonna come all back down. So same thing, reset, pull my shoulders down, thumbs up, lift, okay? Thumbs going up to the ceiling, squeezing my butt, and coming back down. Another version, if you wanna take the back extension component out, is this one. So if some of you are doing physiotherapy for a shoulder injury or whatever you've got going on, and they told you to do a Y raise, they might have shown you this version. I'm just gonna show it really quick. I'm gonna tuck my toes under me, and I'm not going to lift my legs, okay? I am still going to squeeze my abs and my butt, but there's no leg lifting here, okay? So I'm gonna squeeze my abs, squeeze my butt, looking down, and I'm basically gonna stick my forehead on the floor, okay? So my forehead's gonna go on the floor and I'm not lifting, just my arms are lifting. So it looks like this, okay? So from here, pull my shoulders down and I'm gonna reach my arms up like that, okay? So remember, the first version looks like this. It's a full back extension with my arms coming up like the letter Y. The second version has me staying pretty still and just lifting my arms, okay? So something that looks like this and relax. So from a fitness perspective, I think most of us would agree, we generally would suggest a more dynamic version, like do the back extension version because it's more muscle activation and more going on. But if you're doing rehab and you were assigned to do Y raises, it might have been that other version where you don't lift the rest of your body, you just isolating the shoulder, okay? If you know how to do a Y raise and you're like, I'm a pro, it feels so good, I'm good at this, you can start to introduce something like weights, and we're gonna do an exercise with a band, all right? I would not go very heavy, okay? So for all my bro friends out there, guys and girls, this is not the exercise to get huge on, okay? You're not gonna be, grabbing a 20-pound dumbbell off here and trying to be like, ugh. No, don't even do it, put them back, all right? You're gonna want teeny little weights here. So 1, 2, 3, maybe up to 5 pounds. I think the heaviest I've ever seen in a physio setting is probably 10. Listen, settle down, start with the wee weights here so you don't rip your shoulders off and hurt your neck, okay? And then you can work from there. So I've got 2-pound dumbbells here, okay? Literally the same exact position. And how fancy, look at this, my thumbs are already in the proper position here, okay? There we go. So I'm gonna get into my Y raise. Everything is exactly the same, I just happen to be lifting some weight now, okay? So I'm gonna just slide up a bit, keep kicking that. All right, so I'm gonna look straight down, get myself into position, shoulders away from ears, face down, and I'm gonna lift from here. Okay, hold for a second, bring it all back down. Again, shoulders down, face down, squeeze my abs and my butt, lift, and come on back down, okay? Think of somebody pulling your hand, okay, or if you're using the weights, pulling them to the ceiling. So think of somebody lifting your feet and lifting your hands up to the ceiling, okay? Like somebody's pulling with a string. So those are weights, again, go very light. Start very light. I don't care how much you can lift, start light and you can work your way up from there. Everything's always about proper activation and proper form, right? There's no point if you try to lift a nice heavy weight in that position with bad form and you hurt yourself, right? Okay, the last option here is with a band. So this is a Y raise version with a resistance band. So I first it's a loop band. It's going to go around my feet. I'm going to get into the exact same position, okay? And then instead of weights, I've just got bands. I'm just going to keep these out of the way. There we go. So I'm going to start. I've already got resistance that I'm pushing against, okay? So I'm going to pull my shoulders down, and then I'm basically going to lift like this, okay? Be very careful that you keep your feet flexed like this. You do not point your toe because that band's going to go flying right off your feet and probably hit you in the back of the head, okay? It doesn't feel very nice. So flex those feet, push out like the letter Y, right? Face down, shoulders down, and then lift from there. And then there are so many things you could add to this. I'm getting a little carried away, but you could add presses and all sorts of fun things. But for the Y raise, it's just a lift like this, okay? Squeeze, and then everything comes back down, okay? Now for this one, I'm obviously not going to be able to put my hand in that position with my thumb up. You could try, okay? But unfortunately, this band just doesn't allow for that. But basically, those are 3 options for a Y raise. Just remember, you can do the back extension version or the version where you're isolating the shoulders a little bit more. But yeah, feel free, play around with resistance bands. You can start with a smaller band, like a red band, and then work your way up to the black one. With the weights, go very light to start, and of course, just start with nothing at all. Just get into the position, make sure everything feels good, nothing's hurting in the neck, and continue from there, okay? All right, that's it for me. Have a good one, guys. See you next time.